She's cute. Look at my little tea. I'm fancy. Can we get a little closer, ladies? Oh my God, first podcast in my new crib. Who this? Who this? Who this? Who that? Who that? Who that? I got that crack in my cup. What's up? All right, let's get serious, shall we? All right, we are reporting live. 5, 4.
Symphony speak to me, and when I close my eyes, I be listening frequently. I got the right vibe, just tune into my frequency.
What's up and what's the deal, everybody? Damn. I look good, and if you listen to this, I hope that you feel good, because what else feeling would you want to feel? If I'm being honest. If we're being true, like sit where you are and think. You are feeling what you're feeling. Is there something else you would rather be feeling? Is there something else that you would rather be doing? And then think about, what is it that is not allowing you to do those things that you want to do and or feel those things that you want to feel? And when you're doing that, remember, honesty is required, okay? You must be honest with yourself. You can't skip this step, surpass that, sprint past there. You can't, what do they call it? You can't skip go and collect 200 or whatever it is. Go and collect 200. You can't do that. It's not fair. You have to go through the journey, grow through the journey, and start to enjoy the journey, because life is life, y'all. If there's anything that we need to do while we're here on this planet, it is learn to enjoy it. It is not even learn to enjoy it, just learn. If I'm being so honest and so frank. And if we're talking about sitting there and thinking, do you deserve, what would you rather be doing? I think that's a great introduction in today's conversation. But before we do that, let me go ahead and get this intro over with. What's up and what's the deal, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of It's Giving Justice, where I am giving you all justice, one truth at a time, by sharing my testimony to let y'all know that you are not alone, okay? Life is actually beating everybody smooth the hell up. No one gets a pass. No one gets a skip. I don't give a damn what family money you was raised in, who was a superstar. Everybody is dealing with life to the same capacity, honestly, truly. Like, there is no comparison of, oh, your situation is this and mine is this. Like, it just is what it is. And it's safe to say that if I sat here and said, oh, I'm going through this, I guarantee you it doesn't matter what race, ethnicity, tax bracket, job, gender, they will be able to say either I'm going through that too, growing through that. Y'all know I like to say that. I'm growing through that too. I've experienced that. I've heard of something. It's all about relatability. And that's really how we connect. And that's also the purpose of this podcast, trying to connect through relatability. And relatability isn't something that has to be personal, but just empathizing. Understanding, like, I could relate to that, because you can feel for that. Like, it's about sharing our truth so that we can expand the perspective, because that's all that life is, for real. It's just sharing perspectives and us sharing our truth and our stories so that we can all learn from one another. But anywho, you already know I'm going to say this every time, like I say all the time, until I can finally not say it. It's been a minute since you've seen me. It's been a minute since you heard me. But, however, I should say, if you have been following with your girl, keeping track on my journey in any way that I'm able to document and share, you will see this is a new space. And if you're not watching, I'm going to tell y'all the great news. I am in a new space, baby. I moved to my own space. I know, it's so crazy. Like, I think my sister always says, let's stop using the word crazy. And I agree. However, I'm still using it because crazy really do be explaining the divinity. It explains how divine things are. Like, I can lessen my anxiety, depression, discomfort just a smidge day by day, knowing that everything is what it is. Everything is actually perfect and crafted to its course. Like, to the leaves falling, to the bullshit happening, to the brokenness, to the richness. Like, I don't want to skip any process, or part of my journey, because everything actually really happens for a reason. Like, it's just happening for the reason that it's happening, in order for everything else to happen. Like, it's just in its divine order. So let's talk about divine order, and let's get into this order for the topics that I'm going to be talking about today, because today I really want to tell the truth. I mean, every day I want to tell the truth. Every day I want to be a truther, but like, The more I learn myself and become self-aware, the more I'm like, there's so much more depth. And I think the realization of affirming that there's so much more truth to share is like realizing, oh, there's more ways to be vulnerable. There's more ways to be vulnerable. You learn vulnerability through like how much you're willing to show up, I guess, so to say, how much you're willing to be honest, how much you're willing to be true. Like, vulnerability is a huge strength because it means essentially that you are doing something that nobody else is doing. You're being vulnerable, or really, I think that's what it means. To be vulnerable is to allow. And this is not, dictionary.com definition. This is really just my perspective, where I feel that me being vulnerable is me just being open to the truth, being open to what is, and saying, hey, this is happening. No matter how much I want it to be different, no matter how much I wish it was different, this is it, and I am okay to experience whatever this is. So, let me open my handy dandy notebook. I always used to be ashamed of like having notes or like my laptop, but like I smoke a whole bunch and have had my fair share of days of dibbling and dabbling with other substances, baby. I wouldn't be surprised if a bit of my brain looks a little bit like Swiss cheese. I don't remember, okay? And I'm not ashamed to say it. At first I was shameful. I should have my podcast perfected. I should know how to do this. And I'm learning every day and I'm a goddamn child. And that brings me to the first topic, self-sabotage. Knock it off. Yeah. I'm talking to you, aka myself, aka us. Self-sabotage is not key, y'all. Self-sabotage is literally telling yourself and your source, hey, I don't trust you. I know you're telling me it's going to be okay, and I know you've made it okay this whole entire time, but for whatever reason, I don't trust you. I think you're a liar, and I don't deserve these things. And this is why I say honesty is so key. So let's talk about self-sabotage. So I moved into my apartment, right? I have been blessed with a job in order to take care of what I need to take care of. All my bills are paid on time, all the time, even if I'm not making this amount of money that I want. But however, because I'm not making this type of money that I want, and because I've transitioned from this awareness of thinking, oh, I gotta push it to the grind, hustle, 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 and now starting to lean more into my faith and the trust and allowing everything to be what it is, and knowing that I deserve to be where I'm at, I'm grateful to be where I'm at. I keep having these thoughts that if I'm not pushing it to the pin, or if I'm not working, or if I'm not setting myself up for a plan B just in case I lose my job or they fire me, or anything is to happen, I think that I'm going to lose my apartment. And every day, whether I spend the night at someone's house or I spend this amount of money on something that I want, I will hear this voice in the back of my head like, you don't deserve this. This is not worthy. This isn't worth it. If you do this, you're going to lose your apartment. And then you're going to lose your car. And it's just like this annoying bitch. Okay? She's fucking rude. She's judgmental. She worries. She thinks that she's like helping me, be cautious in case of an emergency. But really, she's just making me anxious. And if you watched Inside Out 2, it's so crazy for me to explain that out loud. But that's literally what the character anxiety was. Trying to convince you that if you are prepared and aware and you stay on your 10 toes, like, you'll be good to go. But really doing that, all that has done is convince me and make me feel like I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this next chapter in my life because I can't show up for myself and I can't do these things. And I have to be accountable. I have to be honest. Now, I might spend a night at someone's house, but then I'm like, damn, girl, you done spent tonight 2-3 days in a row. Or you done not going to the gym 2-3 days in a row, but you keep saying you're going to go to the gym. I understand sometimes players fuck up, sometimes things change, and sometimes creating a habit is harder than it looks. But I think in order to reform and actually create a habit, you have to be honest with yourself. This is how this works, you guys. When your brain says, hey, I'm going to do this, and you don't do this, you didn't do it day one, you didn't do it day two, you didn't do it day three, no matter how many times you say that, your body is not going to believe you. That is you breaking trust. That is you sabotaging yourself into thinking, hey, you're going to tell yourself you're going to do this, but in reality, you're never going to do it. That's got to stop. Especially when you realize how quickly things can come into fruition, how much you actually are in charge of your life and the choices that you make, and how quickly you can make things orchestrate in your life. And this is why I say time is not of the essence, and time really don't exist, because quick could be a year or it could be a day. It just depends on how present you're being, and then you'll realize how that feels. Like the fact that I quit my job in October, it's already been a year, and I done did my damn thing in a lot of different cases. Like that, I'm like, damn, it's only took me 4 months to get the apartment, and then it took me 6 months to secure another brand, and now it's been 8 months and I've been here without a job, or, excuse me, I've been, it's been 8 months since I've quit my job, and then it'll be, eventually it'll be a year since I've been in here. Like, I moved in here in May, it's already October. In about 6, 7 more months, this will be done. And I'll be like, whoa, damn, to think that I spent the last 2 years trying to get right so that I can manifest this. Time don't exist. But also, I want to start talking about the fact of when I am having these moments, I had to realize, like, why do I think I don't deserve this damn apartment? After I put in the work, I prayed, I fasted, what's the word? Not isolated, but I served my solitude. Why wouldn't I deserve to be in this space? Every day I get on social media and I share a bit of myself and be just a little bit more vulnerable, I get affirmed by all of you. So why don't I deserve to think that my dreams aren't going to come true? Why don't you think that you deserve for everything that you manifested to come to into fruition? Why do you feel like you don't deserve that new car, that new home, that shit, that goddamn smoothie or latte you want? Why do you think that you don't deserve the nice things that you are putting in the work for? That's not fair, friend. That's not loving yourself. And the more that I'm realizing and learning to love myself, the more I'm realizing I am great. I do deserve these things. I am worthy. I do have value. And learning my value has allowed me to even confidently say these things. I'm not looking for the external validation. What the external validation now is just affirmation. It's really just a reflection of the shadow work. I don't use what people say or think to hold on to, because I think that also adds to that pot of self-sabotage, because then I'm waiting on the validation of external forces to validate how I feel about myself. But now that I'm doing the internal work and I'm sitting there like, you know what? I can't be looking in the mirror saying, I affirm that I am love, I am light, things are great, things are amazing. And then I get out that mirror and I'm like, you build bad, you suck, I could be richer, you could be this, you could be better. Just really being an asshole to yourself. That's what self-sabotage is. And I am out of that. Like, I can't keep doing that. When I value myself, recognize my energy, see my worth, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute, actually. Like, I am worthy and I am value, and it has changed the way that I decide to share my body, the way that I eat, the way that I even want to hang around people, because I refuse to self-sabotage the blessing and talent that God has put in front of me. I can't keep thinking I'm not deserving of these things, like I wasn't born on June 19th. You can't keep thinking that you're not worthy or of value to experience bliss and peace. Yes, the fuck you are. I don't care the environment, the trauma. You deserve everything that you want for yourself. Point blank, period. And that's why this next topic I want to talk about is this winter arc. Okay, it's quarter 4, y'all. It's not a game. I've been really looking at things at quarters. I think if we really take the time to see how we are in such alignment with the seasons and the way that the universe works, like winter arc, this is a time where we're shutting up. And it's no surprise that winter arc is also around that Scorpio death and rebirth energy, that transformation energy, the alchemy, the knowledge of Sagittarius energy, but also just a little bit of Libra, where we're looking for, that balance. And maybe a hint of Virgo, where we're looking for that communication. So like, it's all there about transformation, rebirth. It's just winter. So winter is really just about starting to finally let it go. And sometimes you got to shut the hell up and recognize what it is that you want to let go. Like, I've seen the 75 hard that everyone's doing, and I think that there's a challenge for everything. There's always a way to identify how to really hone in. And I think what I like about the winter arc is, like I said, it's about the seasons. Like, I like the fact that if I think about this in winter versus 75 days that I'm actually counting down, it makes it a little bit easier. I'm realizing everything's about to fall, everything's about to change. So all this self-sabotage, done. All those old ways and old patterns, done. All those things that don't benefit you, done. We've went through so many repetitions of lessons and cycles that I think collectively we all know what the fuck is going on. We all know you either gonna, catch up mustards. You either gonna get left or get left behind. Which one do you want to be? You know what I mean? I'm not getting left behind. You might leave me left and I might go right. That's cool. 2 different paths, same trajectory, but left behind, I'm not into it. And that's what this winter arc is. It's time to make space. It's time to make space for you to be great. It's time for you to stop playing around. It's time for you to take you serious. Stop looking around. Why is everybody not taking me serious? Why don't they get me? Why don't they love me? Why am I being treated like this? Why? What's happening to me? Victim. Get your ass up and start being the villain. Okay? We're being the villain this winter arc. Like, it's all death and doom and destruction. That's what winter is. That's what we like to think about. If you think about it, all the leaves are dying. Everything is dying. Snow is covering shit up. It's cold. Ain't no sun. Nothing is living. Nothing is giving life. But life is also underneath being created. Like, think about what a plant goes through, okay? Say you have this plant in this dirt. It's the winter. The sun is going to cut, or not the sun, the snow is going to cover it up. The sun ain't going to be as shiny. It's probably not going to be that much rain. It's going to wither away. These aren't the conditions for that plant to grow. But just because it withers away at the surface and you can't see the height and the colors, you have no idea what's going on underneath. And that's what the winter arc is. It is the inner work so that time, by the time, what comes after winter? Spring comes around. When spring comes around, you've done all this inner work underneath and inside that what sprouts is going to be new. That's just how nature works. Okay? Whatever plant grew and then died is not going to grow up to be the same plant. It has a completely different chemistry going on. And that's you, friend. I put it like this. Every time I walk out the door of my house, I am not the same. Every second, moment, I am changing. I am developing. My self-awareness is expanding. It is not meant for us to hold on to anything. You must let go in order to bring in more. That's what I was listening to in a sermon. We cry and we wallow and we wither. Oh, they broke up with me. Oh, I'm going to lose my job. Oh, I'm going to lose my house. Oh, I'm going to lose this. Fuck it. An L is nothing but a lesson. It is a great time and it is a great thing to walk away from things. Because number one, think about letting go like this. You can't be talking about, oh, I'm abundant, but then struggle with letting go. Because how can you be abundant tomorrow? If you hold on to things but say I'm abundant, you're holding on to the bullshit, the old versions. You're getting more, but now there's no clarity. You don't know who you're going to be or what you're going to do because you got your old way of thinking, but you got your new way of thinking. How about you dismiss the old way of thinking, welcome in the new way of thinking, maybe think of what old ways you can still use and see how it's relative to the new. But either way, even when you're doing that, you're still creating a whole new experience for yourself, a whole new response for yourself. A prime example, I was a crash out. I denied it, but I've come to the terms I am a crash out and I'm proud of it. Certified crash out, baby. And the reason why I'm so okay with being in my crash out is because I'm realizing I'm being honest for once. Like, it's time for me to be honest. And if I honestly need to go the fuck off on you and scream and yell and say crazy ass things that I may regret, I'm not gonna lie, I've said some shit that I won't say I've regretted, but I've definitely said some things where I said, ooh, damn. Let me go ahead and get on my knees quick and pray because God, don't strike me down and don't let me live that because I don't want to live that. I'm okay with being honest that I can be that person. But at the same time, I'm that person. I'll take a moment. Yo, I crashed out. I'll have the conversation if it's needed and necessary. And if it's not, it's not. And then I move on. But both ways, I'm moving on and I'm letting it go. I don't care how you feel about what I did because I had to do that for me. But I'm also not going to be not responsible. I'm going to be mature about it. I fucked up or I didn't. And either way, I'm moving on. I don't give a damn. Because I've developed this level of self-awareness with myself where I can just be honest. Hey, sometimes I'm cuss you out, sometimes I won't. Sometimes there will be empathy and, boundaries, and then sometimes I'll be tolerant. Like I said on my story, I'm 30 years old. I empathize with everything all the time. Yes, I do. I'm honest. But will I tolerate everything? Fuck no. Fuck no. Not after learning boundaries. Learning boundaries does not give you space to be tolerant to anything and everything. I'm actually real selective with my energy because I'm developing that value and that self-awareness that I won't allow anything to sabotage, including myself. And if I'm learning in this self-awareness journey, which is our next topic, that if we're really gonna sit here and say everybody's a self-reflection, that means I see y'all when y'all be on bullshit too. And I know that I'm looking at you like, well, what the fuck? I would never do no shit like that. But I have to look at how many times I've said I never would do something and then I did. And think about how I treated myself. So there may have been times where I did some shit that I never thought I would do. And I've had my days where I'm like, oh, what the fuck are you on? And then I've had my days where like, hey, I'm living. Fuck it. You die young, you live old. Whatever the saying is, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it, we'll live to see another day. Where now I'm just like, I can make that discernment. Is this worth doing it? Especially in my 30s. In your 20s, have fun. Do it, don't do it. Who gives a fuck? At 30, you just know. You just actually know. I know a handful of 20-year-olds who try to operate in the energy of what they know. And I'm like, baby, just live. You don't have to know. You don't have to have it figured out. And that's me being more self-aware. So let's get into this last habit about self-awareness, where I am, like I said, exiting and entering. I'm becoming aware I'm not the same person. Every moment, every second, I am changing. So I have to give myself the grace to say, hey, Justice, I forgive myself for the things that I allowed to go down. And I forgive myself for blaming other people and saying, hey, it's your fault. And now I'm at a point where I can say, hey, I actually need to forgive myself. They don't have shit to do with shit. I'm not giving anybody the power anymore to say, hey, you moved me to do this. You did this, and then I did this, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm doing what I want to do because that's what I did, and I take responsibility to any fucking capacity. I had a situation where I kept saying, hey, well, they bet me to do it, so I did it. No, dummy. You did it because that's what you wanted to do. And now that I've admitted that, I've slowly started to realize this energy in this space and this experience, I never want to experience again. I don't want nothing to do with you. And I don't want to be rude to this experience or this individual or this situation and be an asshole. But I got to be honest. Look, I haven't forgiven myself for what I allowed. And it's not your fault. I don't even know who you are. Didn't know who you was. But now I need to take responsibility. Realize I did that. How can I move forward? I don't have to hold on to it. And I don't have to shame myself. It happened. I'm young, turned hot, and sexy. I'm going to do what I want. And that's what the necessity of being honest with myself. When I can be honest with myself, can't nobody tell you shit. I did it, and what about it? I said that in other podcasts. Like, this is my truth, and I'm not afraid to live in it because I've become self-aware. Everything that I have done has led me to the character that I am today. And if anything, people love me more than they did then, now. You know what I'm saying? Because they've watched, they've seen, they're watching how it's playing out. They're seeing how you're developing. And that's what really self-awareness is really that there's a little piece of you in everybody. So as much as I want to be like, you dumb, broke ass, stupid ass, lame ass, corny ass bitch, I can't do that. I can, but it's just gonna come back to me. And maybe I can't do that because, I have my moments too where I'm a lame ass, corny ass, dumb ass bitch. But the growth and the self-awareness is, hey, just because I was doing that doesn't mean I got to treat you the way that I did when I did that. Let me actually be self-aware, realize this is my brother and my sister, another one of God's creation. How can I have treated myself better when I did that? I can actually do you better. Does that make sense? If I see someone on the same fuck shit as me, instead of me being like, hey, you a fuck nigga, like I was probably doing to myself to do better, using shame as a motivation, I could say, hey friend, I think you're better than that. I think you're worth so much more than that. And I've had to learn that through my friendships, listening to my friends and their fucking relationships. Like, we all know how that can be when you gotta listen to your sister, your homegirl, like, talk about her ain't shit ass nigga or ain't shit ass bitch or they, them, or whatever. Like, honey, I don't want to hear that. Fuck them. You waited for the relationship to end because you've seen it happen, but that's not being a good friend. I want my friend to feel safe when they come and talk to me. I want you to feel comfortable. But how do I do that by also respecting my boundaries if I don't want to hear this bullshit? I tell my friend not what I think they need to hear because I don't know what they need to hear. That's between them and God. I'm going to just keep it real with you, but I'm going to keep it real with you that's also keeping it real with myself. Hey friend, you deserve more than that. I think you can be better than that, but if these are the choices that you want to do, I'm totally in support because this is your journey at the end of the day. I know we need to show up and be the best person that we can for our friends, but sometimes we can only be ourselves. And I only want to be my honest self. I don't want to be who you need me to be, who I think you need to be. I want to be me so that every day you know that she's just herself and I'm just come to her because she's just being herself. And the more that I continue to practice my self-awareness, the more that I can realize all that is required of me is to just be me. I don't need to do the most. I can just be myself, you know? I can just be me. And when I am being me, it allows me to show up way more intentionally. I can actually show up and know exactly what's going on, what I'm about to do, how it's going down, because I'm finna come in here and be myself. And that's why I limit how much I go out now. I'm only going out to get this fit or to network. Or sometimes to bounce my ass and shake my ass. Sometimes I do need to do that. I do need to. At the club, I shake my ass. At the party, I shake my ass. It's all about being intentional. The more I've started to practice being intentional, the quicker the things are coming into fruition, because I'm doing exactly what I'm said I'm going to do. I'm working on fixing those neuron synapses that I've made to myself, where I'm, creating this distrust by saying things I'm going to do and then I don't do it. So I'm working on self-sabotaging myself into believing that I'm not capable or not deserving of things because I'm showing up. And I'm being honest with myself by being self-aware, like, hey, you keep saying you're going to do this and you're not doing it. What's up with that? You keep saying you're not going to spend a night, but you keep going to that person's house and spending a night, but then want to beat yourself up in the morning. You're not shit. You didn't go to the gym. Be honest with yourself. And the honest truth is, I do want to go over there. And I do want to spend the night. And I do want to get up and do what I'm supposed to do. So either I'm going to do it or I'm not. And I need to start being honest. Is this a healthy habit? Am I creating beneficial things? I had a conversation with my best friend years ago. I'm like, yo, you're shallow. And then come to find out, I realized I'm a shallow ass bitch too. Because the truth of the truth is, I like what I like and I like what I don't. And what I don't like it. And that's just my damn truth. And the more you can be, again, honest and self-aware with yourself and really speak your truth, state your strength, the more you can show up for you and just be awesome. Just be great. Who can tell you shit when you walk in your shit, you wear your shit? This shit is Dolce Gabbana. This new saying that I've been hearing, I guess, you know how we say, like, people ain't shit? They be like, I'm shit. I'm shit. I'm like, yeah, I like that. You not shit, but I'm the shit. Fuck is you talking about? Like, develop that self-awareness. Get that confidence. You are that girl. You are him. You are they, them. You are non-binary. You are whatever you want to be. Damn it. And that's what you need to take away from this podcast, okay? Know from Cousin Justice, I love you, baby. I love me. And that's what I'm on. People looking at me like, wow, I'm loving you. Because I'm loving the fuck out of me. I'm not holding on to who I used to be. If you're holding on to who I used to be, that's on you. You won't know who the fuck I am right now. And that's okay. If people don't know who you are right now, baby, either let them learn you or tell them to get the fuck on and kick rocks. This is Q4 and we ain't playing no games. If you don't know, you ought to know by now. Get with the motherfucking program. It's the winter arc. Let it go, release, let it die, and let it be. Accept it. Know that grieving doesn't have to be, oh, I missed out. Oh, it's gone. Grieving can be, I am so grateful that I did experience that. I am so grateful you did cheat on me because now I'm a rich bitch. I am so grateful our relationship didn't work out because now we are better friends than we were lovers. I am so grateful I got fired from that job because now I'm making 6 figures every month. I'm so grateful that, all my tires pop because now I got a settlement for my car and I'm in that brand new car that I want. It's all about alchemy, baby. Transmute it. This world, this life we live can be whatever we want. And the more I become self-aware, the more I start trusting myself and thinking that I am these things and affirm myself and reshape my thinking, y'all gonna see. Y'all already seeing. We're seeing it happen. I'm seeing it happen. This is not my mama's house. This is not a roommate situation. This is my shit. I'm paying out of pocket. I'm even paying for groceries. No food stamps. Toot toot. But please put them food stamps back on when y'all get the chance. Amen. Amen. Excuse me. Life is so good. Life is so good. Let me make sure I didn't miss nothing. I ain't missed nothing. If I did, oh well. You'll have to catch it next time. I have shared myself, my testimony, what I want to share with y'all, and I pray, hey Itchy, I pray y'all take this away and y'all like, damn, I feel that. And do what you do and share this with somebody else and put your own perspective and go out and make that content. Share yourself. Be who you are for your parade. Anyways, this has been another podcast from your friend, cousin, sister, brother, lover, honey, Gemini, Scorpio, moon, big zaddy, lil mama, your host, Justice Jackson, and I have shared myself and my truth, and allow it, and may it be with you, okay? May it be with you and really inspire you. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll see y'all next time. And I love you down. Have a good motherfucking day, a good night, a good time, a good life. You are great. You are everything you're destined to be. And don't you stop. You heard? Look at me doing what I'm doing in my own spot, with my own setup, in my own thing. I'm a businesswoman, baby. All right, let me go for real. All right, love y'all down. Bye.